Hello and welcome to this Cricket Next live stream with me, Vineet Ramakrishnan. And today we are is the double-header day, KKR versus LSG first up, and it's a battle of two teams who have been quite inconsistent so far in this competition. So far, placed fifth and sixth, Kolkata Knight Riders and Lucknow Super Giants. Well, it is the home ground of Kolkata Knight Riders, which is the Eden Gardens, but Lucknow Super Giants, the owner is a certain Sanjeev Goenka, who owns a very prominent football club here as well. So in a way there would be support for both the teams, and the toss has been done. And to discuss what could possibly be the playing 11 or what could be the outcome of this game, for that I have Rudransh Kurana and our newest member of the Cricket Next team, Megha Malik, joining us for a brief discussion. Megha, I'll start off with you because you do have an affinity towards both the teams who are playing. You're basically from Kolkata. So, yeah, first and foremost, I think the toss is done. Kolkata versus LSG. Who do you think? Who do you favor here? In terms of their past record and the recent form, and considering the fact that it is Eden Gardens, Kolkata's home ground. So, yeah, your first dibs on who could be the team taking out 2 points from here on.
I think I'll go with Kolkata having a bit of the, uh, like, I favor them today for the match. I think winning the toss is a good opportunity out there, and I think even in the balance of the team, because if you look at the performances of both the teams, I think Kolkata have looked like a much more balanced side than Lucknow have, and going to Lucknow, there have been on most occasions there have been individual brilliances, but
Most of it was
uh, Kolkata have been a more balanced side. I think so. And today, I think Kolkata will have an upper hand, also the home ground factor as well. So today, I think Kolkata will have the upper hand here, at least till
so
now.
yes. Mega, the Kolkata, in her saying it is going to be Kolkata Knight Riders. Well, Kolkata Knight Riders have won the toss and they have opted to bowl first. Rudransh, your take on winning the toss and opting to bowl first from a KKR point of view.
I think it's an interesting decision because they are trying to. I think I don't know how the pitch is going to behave. The last time it got more spin friendly, which is helpful for Kolkata, but it is a day game. So they think if this decision works, because generally we see day games में team batting first करना prefer करती हैं because pitch becomes more and more difficult to bat on as the match progresses. It's an interesting choice, but I think asking this LSG team to bat first is the right way to go about it. Only because I think they batting is their stronger suit. So let them bat first, let them set a target, and then you can take on their bowlers, which even though they have been performing decently, they are not that good of an attack on paper. Especially if you compare it to Kolkata, you compare the spinners, you compare the paces. There is on paper there is basically no match, but that is the way you do it. You ask them to bat first, contain them to a total where their bowlers might not be that confident to defend, and then you can take on their weakness and score it.
Exploiting that weakness is probably what Kolkata Knight Riders will be trying to do. It's a gun batting lineup for sure from an LSG perspective. And KKR, how do you nullify that? Try to put them onto bat first, ask them to set a target, and then go about your business. In terms of the playing 11, there's one interesting change. Spencer Johnson has come in place of Moeen Ali, but Rudransh, you did mention about this being a day game. So anything you are reading into it, because it was a day game, they thought, well, less of a spinner, they're not going to have much of an impact. Let's go with pace, because even garden wicket, you would know, if it's a fresh track, it does give you a bit of bounce as well. It does give fast bowlers a bit of traction. So that way, Spencer Johnson makes a sensible, logical decision for you.
I think what is happening is, from what I'm seeing in the pitch report, Deep Das Gupta did the pitch report. He is familiar with the conditions. He has said that the pitch is a fresh pitch with with a bit of grass on it. So it's not the dry wicket that we saw in the last match. So it is going to support the paces. Plus the conditions are said to be overcast. So that makes sense, I think, because that is why they have decided to go against the paradigm and opt to bowl first in a day game. Plus bring in an extra pacer, Spencer Johnson, who hasn't been that great, but he is, I think, the best bet because I think Nokia is not fit yet. So getting in a left arm pacer who swings the ball in the power play. It gives them that wherever Roda's Spencer Johnson combination, the start, then Harshad Rana can come in. I think it is because of the pitch. I think we are going to see a much fresher wicket with some help for pacers, and that is the kind of thinking they have gone with. And maybe that also brings LSG in a game a bit in the game a bit, because Shardul Thakur, Akashdeep, Avesh Khan, they are not the well-rounded T20 bowlers, but they can have that kind of a great impact at the top of in the power play when where they can challenge KKR's slightly shaky top order. And so yeah, that it is a game that might be decided in the power plays itself.
A game that could very well be decided on the power plays. And Megha, this is where I think LSG, in a way, have shown that they could be great team when it comes to power plays, because the kind of form Mitchell Marsh is in, it's very promising. Eden Markram has shown a bits of what he could do, by and Nicholas Pran, of course, one of the leading run getters. But the biggest worry is probably Rishabh Pant there, the captain, the second or the most expensive player of this league so far. Last season, he had such a fantastic year, what 440 odd runs and just one score of a single digit score in the entire season. But the new team, he's what struggled somewhat, 59 in just what 5 games so far, averaging just about 17. Would it be a worrying factor for Lucknow Super Giants in that way, that Pant isn't firing and the inconsistencies in a way pretty much associated with that? Number four of your leading batter there, Rishabh Pant not really firing, even though Nicholas Pran, Mitchell Marsh is doing the job at the top of the order. But as Rudran said, if the power plays are doing well, it is probably the middle overs where they are not able to consolidate that good start.
Yes, definitely. And I think it is already a concern. The management, I think even Rishabh himself, being the player that he is, he's pretty much experienced now. He's no more, and a very new player to the system. He's already a very experienced one. So I believe that Rishabh is already in a bit of a thought that what can be done and what cannot be done, because 4 matches already and he hasn't been able to score. If you see, I believe maybe the burden of the price tag is there. 27 crores is a huge, it's a record sum. So I believe the 27 crore might be playing on his mind. But I also have a hunch. This is completely a personal intuition that today he will put up a good score. And this is, I don't know if it's happening or not, but honestly, because like you said, it's a concern since not every day Marsh, Markram, and Pooran will contribute. There will be days when probably just one of them will, and the other two will not. So in that case, a lot of responsibility comes on Rishabh Pant, which he hasn't been able to fulfill. And as a captain, we have seen captains playing nerves. You look at a Rajat Patidar yesterday, a Hardik Pandya yesterday, or even a Shreyas Iyer. The way these guys have played as captains, it gives a lot of confidence, a lot of motivation to the entire team as well, which I think Rishabh personally hasn't been able to provide. The team has done well on and off, but I think a lot more needs to be done on Rishabh's part to ensure that Lucknow's journey from here on is way smoother than what has been till now.
Yep. All the onus on somebody like a Rishabh Pant for sure. And but Rudrans, despite the fact that you had one of your premier batters not really firing, you still have able to manage a couple of wins, and that's largely down to the others who have stepped up. And somebody like a Digvesh Singh Rathi has been really impressive. And he would here be, facing up against his idol, so to speak. He had mentioned that, he started bowling with near Sunil Narayan, and he'll be up against somebody like a Sunil Narayan. But in this lineup, you did mention Shardul Thakur, Akashdeep, not really the T20 kind of bowlers, but what is that X factor do you think here which could make them, a team that could get 2 points away from Eden Gardens here? Because we've talked about Mitchell Marsh, we've talked about Puran, we've talked about Markram, but a Padoni, a Miller, even a Samad, few bit of fleeting moments of brilliance you have seen, but overall it still looks like a very shaky unit on a given day. Okay, fine. I mean, if it's a very good day for them, they could beat any team for that matter. But the consistency just doesn't seem to ring right with the LSG unit as of yet.
I think consistency is going to be an issue for them throughout, because the way to describe this team is it is a very batting stacked team. It doesn't even have a genuine opener, someone who opens for their international team on a consistent basis and have been doing well. They have Mitchell Marsh and Aiden Markram doing that job, which is not something that you would want in a T20 setup in an IPL team. But I think the strategy from Lucknow Super Giants is they have noticed that their bowling isn't going to be their match winning aspect because they have lost two of their best bowlers, and their bowlers, someone like Ravi Bishnoi, isn't that kind of a wicket taker that you need in this format. So they have Justin Langer has gone with a batting heavy team. They have stacked their batting lineup. Even someone like Shardul Thakur is very much capable of. He has done it for KKR in the past. I think if you're talking about the X factor, the experience is something which I'll give like a hope for the LSG fans that they can do it because Shardul Thakur has played here, Shardul Thakur has played for KKR, Akashdeep has played for Bengal, he knows the pitch. The batting lineup is very strong to take on KKR spinners like Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan. Someone like Nicholas Pooran can do it, Rishabh Pant can do it on his day. The You spoke about Digvesh Rathi. I think Digvesh Rathi is the exactly the kind of bowler that KKR would have liked. He's the perfect KKR bowler. Someone they would have banged on someone like Suresh Sharma. That if not for if they didn't have Varun Chakravarti, they could have banged on him. And I think he will also find success in here unless the pitch is completely flat. If there is even a bit of turn, if there is bit of grip on it, he will find help, like Sunil Rand did, like Varan Chakrabarti will do. So I think it is not going to be a one-sided contest in the favor of KKR because, as you said, they have been inconsistent as well. It will be a closely contested match, and LSD have a lot of things to uh, be optimistic about in their team and about the pitch and about the experience they have. But it's still they will to get that consistency, which I don't think they will ever in this tournament. They will need to keep putting up excellent performances, keep putting up like the best foot forward, which doesn't happen often in this format. To do that consistently is not that easy, but they will have to keep churning those performances out if they have to get consistency and get to the top four.
Yeah, a lot of hopeful stuff there from Rudranj for the LSG team. Mega, let's take a look at the KKR team here now. Quinton de Kock to start off with had a one big score of 97 not out, and apart from that, were three single-digit scores. And in one of those games that they lost, they lost. Their middle order was really exposed in many ways. I mean, you didn't expect them to get folded out 116 against Mumbai Indians, particularly. It was at the Wankhede. There are glaring kind of things that KKR would need to address. One of them being, we've talked about how their Indian core was doing so well last year. They had Shreyas Iyer, of course, but Venkatesh Iyer stepped up, Rinku Singh stepped up, Ramandeep Singh, even though very fleeting, but managed to get some decent performances. And biggest plus for me was Harshit Rana and Vaibhav Arora. None of these players this time around, at least so far, have been impressive, or they've been fleeting at best. Vaibhav Arora, known to get wickets in the power play, also the new ball has been very less effective, so to speak. Harshit Rana also, and Rinku Singh, of course. So in all, where does KKR find that X factor player, or where does they find that right strategy so that they can really come up and be the team that they were, in a way, last time around?
I think the opening is a bit of a concern. I mean, middle order definitely is. Middle order has been very inconsistent if we not take into account the last match. But Quinton de Kock and Sunil Narine, if we see last year, Sunil Narine and Phil Salt were providing starts from which it was hard for any opposition to come out of that and then bowl some good middle overs because the power play was being damaged by them. After they let go of Phil Salt, they brought in Quentin de Kock. One match, both the guys played really well, but since then, one of them has been getting out very early, and the entire thing is then coming onto the middle order. Ajinkya Rahane has been consistent. I mean, over the last few years, the way he has modified his T20 batting, we all knew him as a test player. The way he just changed his game to become a T20 player. He was the highest run scorer in SMAT. It shows a lot of things about a veteran cricketer. But then Venkatesh Iyer, after not being able to score in three matches, he scores in the fourth one, plays a match-winning knock. Rinku Singh, I think, has been, I will say, the biggest disappointment because the way Rinku has played for KKR over the last few years, especially the year before last year in 2023, Even in 2024, if we remember, he did not get many chances because the way the openers were performing, the way Venki Iyer was performing, Shreyas Iyer was contributing there. The On most occasions the batting wasn't even coming till Rinku was there. But this year Rinku has gotten opportunities but hasn't shown as much as he did in the last match. So I think, and even Ramandeep, by the time Ramandeep comes, either the match has gone out of the hand, or most of the guys have done the job already. So I think, for Kolkata to find some stability and put up consistent performances. More than anything else, I think the openers need to get a bit sorted and put up good performances where they at least last the power play, put up a big score, and then put it onto the middle order to do the remaining bulk of the remaining of the scoring.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it comes down to, again, as Rudransh had mentioned, probably the power plays. Whoever wins that power play is probably the team that is going ahead to win this game. And Rudransh, very much so, as Meha pointed out, there have been, inconsistencies there. But if you have to pick out a couple of names from each team, one, of course, from LSG, Ravi Bishnoi, have had terrible stats. He has the poorest economy among spinners, at least in appeal 25 thus far. And last season it was pretty good for him. I think 2023 season was the best. 24 not that great. And Digvesh Rathi, in a way, has in many ways has outshined your premium bowler. In the same sense, you look at this KKR side and you look at somebody like an Andre Russell has played only what 16 deliveries or 16 runs he has scored of 10 deliveries he has faced, and one of your premium, top tier retained player not just getting the game time. And as Megha mentioned, Rinku Singh has not been performing to the extent that you would want him to. Why not just bring him up the order? What is this, infatuation to have him just bat down the order, just make him face just 2 overs or 3 overs? He's better than that. You've seen that. I mean, you've seen that with Andre Russell. Is there where KKR are missing a trick, or maybe having an Andre Russell giving him that, freedom to go up the order and just go ballistic, even in the middle overs, not even wait in the death overs, is probably where KKR could be able to get better sense out of their batting order.
I think the KK's issue is very simple. They have too many options. So, for example, if let's imagine that Quinton Nicock and Sunil Nayan give them a great start, and they are 10 overs for 100 runs without any wickets. So now the first wicket falls. Who do you send? You have Andre Russell, you have Ramandeep Singh, you have Rinku Singh, you have Venkatesh Iyer. Venkatesh Iyer, we saw what he can do in those situations. You have so many options that it's very difficult to decide who do you want to send first. So I think the best solution, it might be a bit controversial, but the best solution to solve this KKR batting mess is to get Sunil Narayan out of the opening position. It should have to come with the acceptance that what the 400 run season that he had last year was an anomaly, and it is not going to happen again in any world. Immediately after the IPL, he I think made like 5 single digit scores in other leagues. So that the 400 run season is never going to happen again. Even if you bring Gautam Gambhir as a captain, it's not going to happen again. You have to have that acceptance that he's not going to do that again. Just let him get out of that top order. Put Ajinkya Rahane at opening. Then you have Ankush at number three, Venkatesh at number four, and Rinku Singh is getting as many balls as you want at number five. And then you can choose between, if there are pacers, you can send someone like Andre Russell. If there are spinners, you can send Ramandeep Singh according to the situation. It solves every bit of that issue just by getting Sunil Naran out of the opening spot. And I think that is the only issue that is bothering them, because Rahane is basically what Shreyas Iyer was doing last season. It's just he is a much better option to open the innings. It is a very simple solution, and Sunil Nair is anyway adding value. And about Rinku Singh, I think the only issue bothering him is that he's not getting enough deliveries. The last match was, I think, the first time since 2024 that he got more than 15 deliveries to face, more than like 3 4 overs to face in an innings. He's generally been boxed in that kind of a finisher role, which used to happen with Andre Russell and doesn't work for them. So you need to have that conviction that Rinku Singh is your number five, and give him that, at least like bring him out in the 12th over, bring him out in the 13th over, and keep Andre Russell's entry point to the 14th, 15th over if some wickets fall. So I think about Andre Russell, I think he has been no, he hasn't been his best. Unlike Rinku, he has got those chances, but the good thing about having an Andre Russell is that he's not a one-dimensional cricketer. To quote MSK Prasad, he's a three-dimensional cricketer. He can contribute
But that is
across
that
fields.
is the thing. No, that is the thing. The way KK are utilizing him, it seems that they are adamant of the fact, or they are convinced of
Yeah,
the fact that he's a one-dimensional player.
yeah, but I think with the ball, they are using him pretty well in the middle overs in the death. Last time on Jinkir Rane, I was very interested to see that he brought him immediately after the power play, which didn't happen in the entirety of IPL 2024. He brought him immediately after the power play and he got them a wicket. So I think with the ball they're using him pretty well and he's adding that balance. It's just about having that one match with I think a bit of luck going his way, which happens with these kind of batters. Their finishers they play the extreme high risk cricket, and it happens if it doesn't come off for them in the 2 3 games, the confidence goes down and it doesn't click for them at all. It's just about getting that one match, and I think he'll be back in form.
One match for Andre Russell and for Rinku Singh, maybe, and they'll be
Yeah.
get back into form. We are what 3 minutes away from the start of game, so let's dive a bit into the fantasy sphere as well and see who could be the players that you could be watching out for. Let's kick this off with Mega. Mega, if you have to make your fantasy 11, give me your fantasy 11 in terms of how many players from KKR, how many from LSG, and who could be your picks to have our fans know that these are the best tips and probably the teams or players that could earn you big bucks.
So I'll take 6 LSG players and probably 5 KKR, just because the fact
Ooh,
that LSG are batting first. So I'll take in Nicholas Puran and just make him the captain, hoping he will again score runs because he has been scoring runs. And definitely Mitchell
but
Marsh.
the fact is, if there is one bowler who's probably been able to really, get a hold of Nicholas Purin, that one bowler is in the KKR side, and which is Sunil Narayan.
But you have to bet on your best guy. You cannot
Yeah,
really help it. So definitely, yeah, Sunil Narine will have to be in that lineup because he is probably the one of the greatest all rounders at this point in that entire IPL pool. So yeah, 6 players from LSG, which includes Nicholas Puran definitely, and 5 from KKR, which includes Sunil Narine, Harshit, and who else? I have to just go around with that lineup a bit to get the exact names.
I think Mitchell Marsh or
Hmm.
maybe a Shardul Thakur you should add, because yeah, Shardul Thakur's 100 game
Shardul
as well,
Thakur.
and the Lord probably has a knack of picking up those wickets. So yeah, 6 from LSG is for Mega, 5 from KKR. So I'm guessing Mega, your bet to win this game is also LSG.
Yeah, I would like LSG to win. Like you said before, I am from Kolkata. I'm not a KKR supporter, so not betting on KKR. I'm just saying they are in favor.
More so,
I don't.
more so the
I'm
Mohan
not
Mohan
supporting.
Bagan supporter, it seems.
Absolutely not. Neither of them.
Okay, let's hope that LSG wins for Mega's sake. But Rudransh, yeah, your fantasy 11, the top picks for you and why, and yeah, how would you go about it?
I think I'll go with 6 KKR and 5 LSG. Uh, I think KKR being this being at home, they should be the favorites to win it. For KKR, I think I'll go with someone like Quinton de Kock, uh, Rinku Singh, Venkatesh Iyer because they hit form last match. I think they would be able to continue that. Russell for his bowling and Varun Chakravarti for his bowling as well. For LSG, I think I'll go with Digbesh Rathi because I said that he is the typical kind of a KKR bowler and he should enjoy Eden Gardens. Plus, I
Yeah,
will go with someone like Mitchell Marsh because he has been in form, Nicholas Puran, and I will go with Rishabh Pant as well because I believe that law of averages should favor him and he should get at least like a 30-40 finally, get out of the single
yeah.
digits, finally get a decent score on board.
So yeah, that's the interesting fantasy and both the teams. So before we wrap this up, one final prediction from both of you guys. What would be the LSG score here? What would they would like to get, or what would be the score that KKR would be more than happy to restrict them to? Mega, you go first.
I think KKR will be happy to restrict them to 160, 170. Shouldn't be a lot of hard work to chase that down, I think. But definitely LSG would like something close to 200 because KKR has a good batting lineup, and if they all of if even 2 or 3 of them click on the same day, we know what they can do, and it's their home ground. So I think LSG something close to 200, if possible 200 plus, and KKR would like to restrict them to 160, 170 to make it an easy win for them.
Rudransh.
I think I agree with Mega on that front because LSG would, because the batting is their strongest suit, they will want to get as close to 200 as possible. It is not the biggest ground, the outfield is very nice. Plus, I think chasing won't be that difficult if it's a fresh pitch, so they would want 200. I think KKR would be happy to get them out under 180. Anywhere under 180 should be fine for them.
Anything under 180. So yeah, the par score for both of you, if I look at, is you're saying somewhere around 180. If it's a 180 game, then it becomes a close contest. Beyond 200 is what LSG would be looking at. Less than 180, 170, KKR would be more than happy to do that. So on that note, we will take your leave because the match is underway. Vaika Arora with the new ball. You have Markram and Mitchell Marsh on there. We will be back with you guys joining for the post-match session and obviously for the pre-match for the day for the night game as well at Mullanpur PBKs versus Chennai Super Kings. So till that time, enjoy the game. And this is me, Vineet, alongside Rudransh and Mega signing off. Thank you.